Father is unbegotten, but the Son and the Spirit are begotten, doesn't that mean that they're less than the Father? If God the Father made Jesus and the Spirit came from Jesus, doesn't that make them less than God the Father and the Spirit less than the Son? No. No. Irenaeus, an early theologian who is a very important figure in the patristic period, says the Father is God and the Son is God, for whatever is begotten of God is God. Now, there's two main ways to explain that they're of the same substance, but with the different persons. So the first is by order of human beings. Like if a woman gives birth, she gives birth to another human being. They're of the same substance. She doesn't give birth to a duck or a chick. So just because someone is begotten doesn't mean they're of lesser quality. Now, the more popular metaphor for this is a description about the rays of the sun and the heat of the sun. So the rays of the sun are as old as the sun itself, and the heat of the sun is as old as the sun itself. Because it's impossible to imagine that the sun ever existed without putting off heat and light, without the light proceeding from the heat. There was never a time where the sun existed without its heat or its rays. Yet the sun generates, or begets, its radiance. So too the Father eternally generates the Son of God and the Spirit of God. So this was the first concrete way that people had of understanding and grasping how Jesus and the Spirit could be equal with the Father. So since the first century, this doctrine has been stated as one God in three persons, all of whom are distinct and co-eternal persons, sharing a single divine essence, being, and nature. Not surprisingly, this is confusing, and this confusing language has led to several heresies, or like unorthodox beliefs, as people try to more fully understand what this means. So two of the most significant, most common heresies, which still exist in various forms today, are called Arianism and Sabellianism. Arianism essentially reduces the deity of Jesus so that Jesus becomes a kind of junior deity. And it treats him as a really great man, a prototypical human who had attained special revelation and enlightenment. Now, it often becomes a kind of soft polytheism, It splits the one God into three separate people, so they become like a water polo team in heaven. Sabellianism, on the other hand, reduces the Trinity to three modes of expressing the same person. So according to this heresy, the Father, the Son, and the Spirit are no more than symbolic names for God, although they are in fact the same person. In fact, I used to tell people that the easiest way to understand the Trinity was to think about me. I'm Dave McDonald. I'm the son of Gordon, the father of Jacob and Anna, and the husband to Carmel. There's three different ways to understand me, but it's still me. Well, the truth is that's a terrible way to understand God. That's actually a heresy. Even though it's a helpful way to get around it, it's wrong. Now, against such heresies, the Council of Constantinople, thousands of years ago, it's the next theological council of one of the churches, built on the Council of Nicaea, where the scriptural canon was selected, and spoke of God as one God in three persons, una substans tre persona. Now, that view of the Trinity has been held by every Orthodox church since that time. Every Bible-believing Christian that signs on to a Christian statement of faith acknowledges this.